Welcome back. I'm so glad you're here, and I want to remind you, if you have any questions, just write them down and get them to us, because we love to answer your questions. And I'm always aware as I'm teaching that you're there. So welcome. And welcome to you, all of you guys. You've been wonderful in this class, and I'm really happy to see you, and I'm getting to know you well. And I'm going to teach this morning all about pain. But first, we're going to do the daily energy routine, just so that it sinks in so deep in you that it will be just like second nature to do it every day, okay? All right.
So take a moment and tune in. Just get a state of your body report. And just tune in so that you can compare it in a couple of minutes with how it's changed. Okay. Open your eyes and stand up.
Okay, so we're just going to do it to ourselves this morning. So you're going to reach across your shoulder, really push in hard and pull it across. You might even notice if there's a little less pain in your shoulders because you've been pulling it across your body. Okay, now we're going to do the 4 thumps here on the cheekbones. And then to K27. Then thump your thymus. And then thump your spleen points. And again, notice if anything hurts. I mean, that's just a clue. Your body's talking to you to say, hey, I need a little attention here. And then we're going to do a cross crawl. Okay, Wayne Cook. The Wayne Cook posture. Let's do the shortened one right now, this time. Put your left hand out in front of you, turn it backwards. Take your right hand and place it over your wrists, clasp your fingers together and pull them up. And take a deep breath in through your nose and out through your mouth.
You can cross at your ankle if you wish.
Yes, if it feels right, do that. Otherwise, sometimes you're going to feel like you just want your feet firmly planted on the ground, and other times you want to cross them.
Really stretching up on the in-breath.
And now let your arms out and put the fingers together and put the thumbs here at the third eye and do the same breathing. Now as you let your breath out, bend your fingers into your forehead. Push in hard and pull all the way across to your temples and let it go. Now bring your hands back up over on at the hairline, and this is for the crown pull. Push in hard and pull across. And you're just going to travel across the top of your head, pushing in and pulling apart. You really want to put some pressure here. You're going to open up that space, and when there is space in places, energy travels easier. So it's really good. It helps clear your head. Some people have told me that when they do this, after a while they notice they're not getting headaches anymore. So it's a good one. And then hang on your shoulders. Take a deep breath in, drag it across your shoulders, and land on your heart chakra. And one deep breath here. And let go. And we're going to move right into neurolymphatic reflexes. And we're going to start right here and massage right on the chest, right where the arm meets the body. And then on the other side. And again, this governs central meridian, which governs both meridians and radiant circuits. So we're going to drop lower today and move into our large intestine points. And again, notice if you have any tenderness. It's just a real clue that your body is needing some attention here. And I'm going to go down the inside of my legs on small intestine. Okay, now we're going to zip up with an affirmation. Whatever you want it to be, you can. This is going to be a great day. Hallelujah. And then you're going to, let's do governing again too. Straight up the spine and think to the place where you could feel it and reach it, and then come over your nose to the top lip and then hook up. Okay. So take a minute now and just tune into yourself and see, how does it feel now? Do you feel a little bit more uplifted? Do you feel like you're more ready to be in a class? How does it feel? If you had any aches and pains, did any of them leave? It's something that also gradually gets stronger and stronger in you the more you do this. So it's a good thing to find out. Okay, everybody can sit down. So we're going to go after pain today, okay? And it's actually fun to find out just how much your body already knows how to deal with pain. You were designed to heal yourself. I mean, we were all designed that way. And it is a tragedy that we left that behind. You know, several hundred years ago, we started going to other people and also forgetting what is natural in our body. So you can reclaim that. And it changes your life to know that you don't have to grab a pharmaceutical real quick and take it down. You can do some energy techniques that do not have any side effects. And so without side effects, you know, it's a blessing. It's just a blessing. And I'd like to say that your energy systems also already have maps inside of you to handle the pain. And all that is needed is for you to be a partner with your energy systems. And you'll be thrilled what happens, how you can shift things around. I was thinking that as we were doing the daily energy routine, wondering if any of you felt that maybe even your shoulders are a little less tender. Did anybody out there feel that? I mean, it really does start to go away. So energy is usually congested energy. It's congested energy in excess someplace that's just now bottlenecked. And sometimes it is bottlenecked somewhere else in the body and shows up because the energy can't get through and things just get off. And so you can have congestion in another place, but it's usually excess energy. So we're going to start with the simple things, with the simple ways of working with your pain. And we're just going to build up to harder, but even more efficient ways as we go.
Okay, so pain is a great equalizer. No matter who you are, what your position is, we all hate pain. None of us wants to suffer. Marcel Proust said it really well. He said, "To goodness and wisdom we make promises. We obey pain." And Western medicine has paid a lot of attention to pain. And a lot of what Western medicine does is based around the symptoms people come in where they hurt, what's going on. So pain is diagnostic, but a lot of what the treatments are to stop the signals of pain from consciousness. And that's very different from how energy medicine approaches pain. Energy medicine approaches pain by going to the energetic roots of what's causing the pain. It doesn't try to block the pain in the way that medications do, and you have all the side effects, but by going to the root of what is at the basis of the pain, you also are addressing what's causing the pain. You're addressing the underlying issues. So you're not focused on, let's stop it from hurting. You're focused on, why is it hurting? What's going on energetically? How can we shift that?
In fact, I'd just like to say that when you take pain away energetically, that's also healing your body. When you take a pharmaceutical, I mean, it's blocking pain, but you're going towards, as David said, to the root of it.
Right. And and we've already learned some techniques that might make a difference in your pain. Like Donna was pointing out, that pulling on the shoulders, it can pull pain out. There's just obvious things that you can do with your hands that your body is telling you to do that can really help with pain. Other things like working the neurolymphatic points, they're painful, they hurt, but they hurt in part because that's where clogged energy is. And breaking up clogged energy is one of the ways of reducing pain. So there's a lot that you've already learned that may address pain. And what you're going to be learning today is much more specifically focused on working with pain. So pain becomes a signal from your body saying, I need attention. I want attention here, but we don't know how to give it that attention. So that's what we're going to be doing today.
Yes. So I'd like to start with simple techniques that everybody can do, a child can do. And one of them is, I'm going to take it from what David just said about speaking about pulling across your shoulders. I mean, there's a way you can siphon pain off your body. So if you take, I want to say that there are reasons to do these techniques, different techniques at different times, because we're all different. One pain technique may not work for you, but another will. And so for some pain, this will work great. And so if you take your left hand, and just lay it on the pain anywhere. Just pretend you've got pain somewhere, or on somebody else, your child. Somebody else has pain. Put your left hand on the pain, and just stand this way and breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth. Put your right hand out, and you can often siphon off the pain. It's that simple. You can just siphon off that pain. Have any of you had that experience? Yes. Okay. So I just encourage you to experiment and try that. Another way is if maybe everybody remembers sometime in their life when, say, they had a pain, or maybe you had a pain on your stomach, and you just went around in a circle. I mean, it's more than instinct. Your body remembers that's good for it. So if you realize that wherever you have pain, you have too much energy, and if you go in a counterclockwise circle around that pain, it begins to pull the energy up and out. And as children, we often did that, and on our tummies. And there are so many things that I teach, or that many of my teachers also teach. You just find yourself teaching things that somebody in the audience will say, "Oh, I do that already." And that is certainly one of them. And people do things like in an audience, I'll see somebody, like I'm watching you do your elbow there. She's making counterclockwise circles on her elbow. And you'll see people doing things without even thinking about it. But it's relieving the energy. So, okay. I wanted to say that David was just saying that neurolymphatic reflexes can take away pain, and I had a memory that a few years back I was teaching in Germany. I was in Germany, and I thought it was because I had been carrying heavy suitcases, and my shoulders up here hurt so bad. And I thought, oh my gosh, I wish I could get this. I don't know why I can't move that energy. And I started the class, and I thought, well, I better tell everybody so that if I'm acting strange or they'll know. And somebody in the class said, well, what muscle is that on? And I thought, oh, it's central meridian. And so she popped up and she started massaging these real hard for me. And all of that drained. It just drained so quick. And of course that affected my arms too. So it's really good. All of the lymphatics will help release energy somewhere. Some of you may be wondering if this is also for emotional pain, and I want to tell you, yes, on the things that I have just shared, I tend to, if I get my feelings hurt, I feel it right up here in my heart chakra. And I've got this pain up there, and I find myself just doing a counterclockwise circle. Or I will, yeah, that's usually the one, but I might also go like this. Just rake across this area and just open it up. So it's, most everything I teach in pain will be for every kind of pain, okay? Now, you're going to wonder perhaps which way is counterclockwise. So I'm going to say, if you imagine you have a clock, say I've got my pain right here, I'm going to put the clock right there, and the clock looks out. So then you, as if somebody's looking back at the clock, which way does the clock go backwards? And that's counterclockwise. Okay? All right. Now another great pain technique. I think I'll have somebody come up here because you may not, this will also help with just stuck energy. So even if you don't have the pain, I can find out if you've got some stuck energy. So, but I will ask, does anybody have any carpal tunnel or anything like that in this room? You do? You do? All right, come here. Hi.
Hello.
And so you're going to give your name?
I'm Rachel.
Rachel. Okay, Rachel, I'm going to put you over on this side. And I'm going to have you face me, and I'm going to energy test you. And again, I just want to say, for everybody to remember, I'm putting one hand on the shoulder. So I create a circuit. Because if I didn't, she may be picking up my energy and not her. And so I'm going to close that circuit. And this is you I'm picking up. Okay, hold your arm. And yes, I'm going to say, don't look at me, okay? And the reason why is sometimes, because I'm grinning at them, I mean, I might be giving them energy just by smiling. So see if you could look somewhere else. Okay, hold. Okay, she's nice and strong. What I want you to do you have it on both hands? Okay? What I want you to do with that hand is exactly that. You're going to move your fingers, you can move it in any way, as if you were typing, as if you, any which way. And now we're going to test you. And I'm going to use one finger. Don't look at me. Okay. So you lost energy just by moving your fingers because, I mean, it often shows up in carpal tunnel, but it can show up in pain in the arms or even in the shoulders sometime. So what she wants to do, now this is a deeper healing, by the way, but it also helps take away the pain and starts changing that whole energy in there. So what you're going to do is this. I'll do it for you this first time. I'm going to turn your arm over, and I'm going to go up the arm. And it's called spindle celling. And I'm making little tiny movements, just like, remember old Pac-Man? There's a Pac-Man. It's going all the way up. You can even go up higher. All the way up, and it really works the inside of the arm on the yin energies. Those are called spindle cells, and at the nucleus of every cell is the nucleus of every the nucleus of every cell, there is a mechanism called the spindle, and we call it the spindle cell. And it gets you want to reset it when somebody has no energy going off their hand, and that's what that showed. She should have been able to pull that energy off her hand, but with you, Rachel, it's been backing up right here on your hand. So the energy's been backing up, and so we're going to reset that mechanism, and all I did is pinch, 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 pinch. It's little tiny pinches. Now, do the same thing. Okay? So that's the beginning of healing. You've got to reset it so the energy will continue to go off your fingers and not back up into your hand.
Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. Thank you. Yes, it's very important to not pinch hard. It won't work. It will literally hold the energy even in your arm or your hand. It will hold it even more so. So you're going to reset it with the tiniest movement of your fingers, your thumb and your pointer finger, just very, very lightly. Does everybody understand? Okay. All right. And you can use that technique in many, many, many things. Like, say, I'll have us do one right now. The neck tends to get tight, okay? So if you, on the neck, I like to put a stretch though, just because you've got these 7 chambers, you want to open up space first. So, would somebody like to be energy tested on? Come on up. Okay. Hi, Ellen. Okay, now I'm going to just touch. First, I'm just going to put my finger in the middle of her of her neck, and I'm going to each chamber. All right. One finger, everybody get that. And I'm going to go to the back of her neck too. And you're really trying.
I am
correct?
trying.
Okay. Okay. All right. So here's what we're going to do. If you want to make space in your neck and in your throat chakra. So you're going to put one hand on your chin and one hand on your collarbone and stretch them apart. Really stretch apart. I had somebody tell me recently that's really helped her double chin. So you might remember that. Okay. So, and then go around to the back side and go up against, the bottom of the head. I have hair here. I'm going to do it on you. Okay. So you just really want to stretch all the way around. Okay, and then you take that little pincher again, the spindle cell mechanism, and you're going to, I'll start right back here. Pinch, 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 pinch. Pinch, 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 pinch. Okay, now I'm going to test you and see. All right. Yes, you want to make space. Always think of making space in your body because it allows energy to move, and it's.
What does it mean that she's chesting strong now and she's chesting
The
weak
energy
before?
is moving through her neck. Before, I mean, it had stopped. It was not moving very much.
Right.
You know that.
I know. Thank you.
All right.
Okay. So we're starting out with the really simple techniques, and some of them are almost self-evident. They're almost obvious. The simplest one is simply called breathing out the pain. Breathing out the pain. You find where the pain is, you mindfully connect with the pain, and you move it mindfully out with your breath. So that one really combines the mind with what you're doing with your breath, with your body, and it works a lot. And a lot of the more advanced ones are not using your mind at all. A lot of the more advanced techniques you'll be learning are purely physical. They're based on really shifting the energy, and it doesn't matter what your mind is doing. But just to give an example, to really show you how much the mind can move your energies, we're going to do a very interesting experiment. And what I'd like you to do back home and in the group is stand up and face forward directly. So you're facing forward. You're looking, if you're back home, you're looking directly at the screen. You're standing up. Now I'm going to turn around just because you're going to be mimicking what I do. Okay, so the first thing you're going to do is you're going to turn to the right, and without hurting yourself, without straining too much, you're going to see how far you can see to the right. And notice that point, memorize that point. Now come back to center. Now, stretch your right arm up. Stretch it up. Stretch your right fingers. Stretch at the wrist. Stretch in here. Stretch all along the side. Stretch at your thighs, your calves, and your ankle and your toes. Now come back to center. And again, look to the right. See how far you can see. Okay. Who was able to see further that time? Okay, everybody. And I imagine you were also at home. Now, that is mechanical. Okay, you're stretching pieces of your parts of your body, and that makes more room for your neck to turn. Now here's the part that's really interesting, is we're going to start off by, again, facing directly ahead and looking to the left, and memorize the furthest point you can see without straining yourself, and come back to center. And now you don't move a muscle. You imagine that you're doing what I'm doing. Just imagine you're doing it. So imagine that your arm is going up, your left arm, and you're stretching at the fingers, stretching at the wrist, stretching all in here, along the side, to your thighs, your calves, your ankle, and your toes, and come back to center in your imagination. And now turn to the left. And again, see how far you can see. Who is able to see further that way? Everybody. Who is able to see about as far that way? Many of you. So what that really illustrates is how, it illustrates a number of things, but the one we're focusing on is how the mind can move energy that impacts the body. And you can do that with pain. So that's why things like the siphoning technique that Donna taught before, things like breathing out the pain are effective. If they're not doing the job for you, you can still continue to do them. It's kind of like that pushes the pain away a bit, but you may need more powerful techniques. So that's what we're going to be moving into now as the class proceeds. Okay? So now we're going to move on to some more advanced techniques. And for the first one, it's in the PDF that you have at home. So you can download the PDF that has all the handouts and look for zone tapping. But also it's going to show up on the screen. So you don't really need to do that right now, but just know that it's available to you when you need it. Okay?
This is a great chart. I mean, and you will, after a time, you'll just have it in your consciousness. You'll know it. But I'm going to talk you through it. The first thing I want you to know is this fella here who's sitting that strange way. That's because that's the way the zones move in the body. These are not meridians. They're not chakras. They're nothing like that. These are zones. And reflexology is based on the zones. So, and that's why it works so often, is because it's based on these zones. But this is a great way to work with the zones. So you'll know that if you have a pain above your waist, you're going to find the remedy on your wrists. If you have a pain below your waist, you're going to find the remedy on your ankles. Okay? Now I will ask, is there anybody in here who's got maybe a small pain that I mean just a local, what is it? Localized. Yeah, something localized. A localized pain, a little pain that I can.
She has a pain.
You got a pain? All right, come on down. Hi, all right.
Hi.
Now tell our audience your name.
I'm Kat.
Kat. Okay, Kat. Now you're going to show everybody where your pain is.
Pain is here.
It's right there. So if you can look on the man there and see if you can see what zone that would be in. Do you see that the zones go 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, 6 on the back side. So can anybody tell? You can see it at the waist where the numbers are. Can anybody want to take a guess? I would probably 3, but it doesn't harm you if you do the wrong zone. Okay, that's really important to get. It moves energies in another way. But what you can also do is you can come down to the ankle and say, okay, can I take your shoe off? You're a sport.
Yeah, of course. Any socks?
Okay. Sit on the chair. Yeah, sit on the chair.
Thank you.
Now I want this foot up Okay.
I'll just,
Okay.
so.
All right. So here, I'll let you hold this. And I'm going to go, here's what you can do. You can guess. But if somebody is around who can test it, you can find out which zone it's in. I'm going to put my fingers back here on the inside of her ankle. Listen, can you see? Right there. I'm going to energy test you. First, I'll just energy test you normally. You hold your arm real strong. Okay. Now let me check your foot again. And I'm going to put my finger back there, and you hold. Nope, it's not a 1. I'm going to go to the second. You can see it on where I'm going on the feet. You can see. I'm going to the second one. That's not it. So I'm going to go to the third one. And that works. That's it. That's the zone it's on. Now, so you will lose your energy when you touch the zone. Okay? Now, what I want to say is, I'll start doing it. I'm going to come down here. Okay? And I'm going to tap you. And you tap about 10 taps, okay? And you breathe. And then I'm going to stop for about 10 counts. Because there are 2 types of pulses that move through. And you want to make sure they both go. If you just continue to tap, the second one won't jump in. Okay? So now I'm going to come again. And I could tap for up to a minute, you know? And I'm good. And now what I want to tell you is this won't always work. It just depends. We're going to find out if it works on you, okay? You're just going to go to another technique if this isn't it. But this is a great one to do. If you're out in the world somewhere and you've got a pain somewhere and you know this for a while, just put this in your purse and carry it with you because it's a great way to take away pain. Okay, now I could have gone longer, but what I want to say is that will continue to pulse for another 10 minutes. The body will continue to pulse without me tapping. So we won't know for about 10 minutes, unless sometimes it's instant. A person it's gone and it's over with. But for some people, because they might have blocks other places in their body, it might take up to 10 minutes. So you can tell us if it affected it at all so
Okay.
far. You want to tell us now?
I don't know, I have to stand up.
Stand
I
up.
mean, it does feel a little better.
It does.
Yeah.
All right. Well, and another thing that you can do, let us know in a few minutes how it is, but you can also sit there and tap your own. It does not harm you to continue to tap.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Good luck. Did everybody understand how that worked? All right. Okay. So you can. So let me just say that so that you can start letting it sink in, really sink in where the points are. Just think on your ankle. It goes on the inside of the ankle. It starts at the back. 1, 2 behind the bone, and 3 is in front of the bone. And then it goes 4, 5, 6. So 2 behind the bone and 1 in front. And you can just start, say, oh, I think that must be on that zone. And you can just try, and you do not create any problems. And on your wrist, it starts on the inside. So it's 1 underneath the baby finger, and 2 in the middle, and 3 on the outside. And then you turn it over, and you go under the thumb, 4, 5, 6. So if you've got a pain above your waist, try the wrist, okay?
And why is that part of energy medicine?
Well, it's energy. See, I mean...
Let me talk a little bit more about the pulses that you're sending.
Okay. Well, this gets a little gross, but we have, just like chickens and cows, there's light meat and dark meat. And, and in human beings, we also have light and dark meat inside of us. And the pulses that go over the light meat usually go much faster, and the dark meat goes slower. And so you want to stop after about 10 taps and just relax for a minute, and then the other pulse will start. And it's just part of the amazing brilliance of the body, how this is all set up in us. Again, I said before, this is like our body has these maps already, and it's really thrilling. And again, this is what reflexologists use. I mean, they just work on the feet because they're working in the zones. Okay? All right. Next. Oh, okay. Let's go to shoulder pain. Does anybody still stuck with shoulder pain? You are. Anybody else with shoulder pain? I could go to a lot of different things, but shoulder pain is one of those things, and now, unfortunately, I've been taking it away from you so that you don't. Okay, let me pick another place. Where's a place that most people have pain? But nobody else has it. What I want to see is, I want everybody in here to hold some points on yourself. So I'm trying to find, okay, here's what I want everyone to do. Take your hand and push in real hard. Notice, do you have any tenderness in your shoulder at all? Okay, this is one that we can easily do all together. Okay? Okay, so before we move on to the next technique, I want to bring Kat back on and find out, just ask her some questions about her pain. So, well, first, Kat, I want you to tell me, thinking back on your pain, if you were to rate it 1 to 10, what number would you say it was?
I mean, it was just more of a dull, annoying pain.
Dull,
Like something
annoying.
that didn't feel in its right place.
Uh-huh. And has it changed at all for you?
Yeah.
And can you rate it in any way? How much has gone down, or?
I mean, I'd say it's not like fully gone, but it's definitely gone down. Like, you know, it's only been a couple minutes, so.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you.
Good. Thank you. Well, I'm glad to hear. Okay. Now we're going to. Everybody checked out their pain on their shoulder if they have any tenderness. Now everybody, and yeah, give it a rating. How bad is it? Give it a rating.
0 is no pain at all. 10 is excruciating. 0 to 10.
All right. Now I'm going to sit down on the chair so I can show this. And I'm going to take off my shoes because everybody in here are going to hold the kidney sedating points, because shoulders are on kidney meridian. And if you look on your muscle page, you'll see that that muscle page shows you the name of the meridians that the muscles are on. Okay? So you can see the shoulder is kidney meridian. So here's how you do this. You're going to use your own energy to take away the tension or pain in your shoulders. Now, everybody's given it a rating? Yes, indeed. Okay.
You know, when Donna says sedating points, what these are these are points that are acupuncture points used in acupressure, and by holding a pair of points, it has the effect of releasing energy in that meridian. And sedating doesn't mean it's bad for the meridian. It doesn't mean it's weakening the meridian. It means it's helping the energy to flow better by taking away energy that is clogged. So that's what sedating is. And there's 2 sets of points. And so you're going to learn the first point,
Yes.
first set right now.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, let me just say that when you sedate, remembering that pain is usually excess energy, too much, and you want to move it out. So when you hook up 2 points, the energy flows from kidney that you want to release, and it moves to the next point you're holding. Okay? So we're hooking up kidney and liver. And I would also like to tell you that, yes, I mean, the payoff for you will be that your shoulders will feel better. But it will also affect your kidneys, and it will help the kidneys release energy, and just, it's like a cleanse, and it's really good. There are other muscles in your body that it will affect as well. So this is a really good thing to do. If I was going to name sedating points, now you're always going to use different ones, but I use kidney sedating for many things. Like even after a treatment, I will often hold the sedating points for whatever energy is moving now in the body. Like you were telling me, I just lost your name.
Angela.
Huh?
Angela.
Angela, you were telling me that on the first day that we were moving so much energy, and boy, you got feeling sick, right? And that can happen if you move too much energy when somebody really, the body isn't moving it out fast enough. It's in your body. So one of the things you can always do is sedate kidney meridian, and it usually moves it all out, and you're good again. So here's what we're going to do. You can do it one at a time or two. I'm going to try to hold two. Put your middle finger underneath the ball of your foot, and that's called K1. It's the first point on kidney meridian, and it's considered the wellspring of life point. Take your
And is it above this or below?
where it
So
is
exactly
it's at the towards the bottom of the ball, and it's actually between your second and third toes. Okay? Then take your thumb or your other hand, either way, doesn't matter, and put it right at the inside bottom corner of the big toenail. Okay? Now you're just going to sit that way. So get as comfortable as you can. And
Remember how you breathe.
yeah.
In through the nose, out through the mouth.
So again, the point on the bottom of the foot is kidney 1, and this is liver 1, liver 1. And so the energy is literally moving along that meridian into the liver meridian. Okay, I'll tell you how I didn't use the kidney point, but I used liver. On the first day when it was so hot and I started feeling nauseated like I had a heat stroke, and when I sat down, I held liver points, and it will often move nausea out. I hooked up liver with my belly button. And you hold this for up to 2 minutes, by the way, so I don't know how long we've gone. Anybody have a clue?
About a minute and a half.
Okay, we're going to go about 30 more seconds.
But isn't it interesting that what you're doing is you're instructing your body to send the energy that is in the kidney meridian into the next meridian on the flow wheel, which is the liver meridian. So it just gets that motion going when the body has gotten stuck.
Think we got it?
Yeah.
Okay. Now shake your hands off and put one finger behind the ankle bone. In fact, use several fingers and you won't make a mistake. People often get scared that, oh, what if I'm not on the right point? Put several fingers there. Your energies are electromagnetic. You're going to hook up. And the next one is right behind the lump on your inside of your foot, bunion, okay? And this is a spleen point, and this is kidney. So what these second points do, and you don't hold them quite as long, the second points stop it from continuing on. You know that if you let go of the first points, it would continue to drain the energy from the kidney to the liver.
So you open the valve, now you close the valve.
And this not only closes the valve, but it balances it all out. It's like it listens to the body's brilliance, and it knows how much to let go. These are called the control points. You think that's about it?
So
Yes.
A few more seconds.
A few more seconds.
Okay.
Okay. Now, you're going to shake up. You're going to do the very same.
Why don't you have them compare now the left shoulder with the right shoulder?
Well, sometimes it
Well,
crosses
it crosses,
over,
okay.
David. So we're
Okay.
going to go to the other side. Yes. And you're going to hold the bottom of the foot, the bottom of the ball of the foot, and the other is right on the inside bottom corner of the big toenail. And hold those two. And again, you don't have to worry about being right on. And it's one of the wonderful things about acupressure over acupuncture. In acupuncture, you better be right on because that's a needle going into the point. But in acupressure, you're using your own energies. And if you get fairly close, then your body just draws it in. So it's really nice using acupressure.
Just for the logistics of it, as Donna mentioned earlier, you can hold them both at once. It's just that it takes a little bit of gymnastics to really figure out how to do that. So while you're learning it, at least, it's easier to do it one at a time.
And he didn't think I looked too dainty when I was trying to. So. Okay, now I'll just tell you, I didn't think to say this to anybody, but I just had a little bit of tension in my lower back, and I can feel that that's released. Because the muscles in the low back are usually kidney or large intestine muscles. And so,
one thing that's very interesting as you get more into this work is that you pay more attention to your tension.
Yeah.
Because Donna, you know, like if there's nothing you can do about it, why know about it? You know, just go on. Just go on. But if there's something you can do to release that tension, to release that pain, to release those minor aches and pains, then it's not as important to blot them out the way that we do. So, and people that learn energy medicine become more attuned to their body, and that's really good for you in the long run. It's really good for your health to not be carrying those minor mini tensions, those minor mini pains.
yeah, is that about 2 minutes?
Yeah.
Okay, move to the second points, behind the ankle bone and behind the lump. I just want to say, a couple of months ago, our grandson, who's 7 years old, and Dondi's son, he got sick, and he immediately said he wanted his mommy to hold his points, and so I came over too and held his points, and I mean, he just kept asking because it kept working, and so that was nice to see him really recognizing this. And he did not think, you know, give me an aspirin. He did not hold my points. Yeah, remember these points for when you're working on somebody and you feel like you really moved a lot of energy. You want to be able to move it out of their body, and these will move it out of their body and help the kidneys process it.
We're doing about 2 minutes on the first set of points and about 1.5 minutes on the second set. So this takes a while.
Yes, it does. These are the second to the longest techniques I have for pain. But boy, it's worth it. It's so worth it because it works. I do want to say, if you can be in a really relaxed position when you do this, it works better. Because if you're all contorted, maybe you're going to create a block there somewhere. You know? So, okay. All right. Now. Okay, now reach up and feel your shoulders. Did you affect a change there? Is there any difference for you? Tell
So
me.
notice that out there.
Yes.
Is there a difference? And for our group, who had the pain go down at least one on the 0 to 10 scale? Almost everybody. At least 2. Half the group. At least 3. Okay, still a number of people, at least 4. Wow, okay, so there was some real change in just doing that simple exercise on these pains that you usually don't notice. You usually just try and keep them in the background. So if you can release it, it gets your energy flowing more, it makes you more vital, it makes you more alive.
Yes. And you were also given, you have a muscle chart there, and I don't have one here. Maybe I could just show it. Thank you. So, like you have in your possession also some stomach sedating points and triple warmer sedating points. And so again, you would look on this muscle page, and everybody out there is going to have all of the meridian muscles. So you'll be able to find wherever you've got pain, you can say, oh, that's that meridian. I'm going to sedate that meridian and take away my pain. Everybody get that? And I want to just tell you a few more things that's valuable. Oh, I should say, you have heart here. Heart is the only one you don't sedate, okay? Do not sedate the heart because it can slow your heart down. But the points we give you for the heart are not any that sedate the heart. It's actually something that sedates small intestine, and that helps the heart slow down. So you don't have to worry about getting the chart that would show how to sedate the heart. And since the next class is going to be on chakras, I would just like to say that sometimes you can really get the ball rolling of that energy moving on your chakras by looking on the back side of this man down here at his gluteus medius, gluteus maximus, his butt, okay? And if you find that you can't feel energy moving or things are just really stuck, I mean, even your the person who's with you that you're working on, if they push in on their butt muscles there, and if they have tenderness, you can sedate circulation, sex, and it'll make all the chakras move faster and heal and empty out. And that's what I was trying to say before, is that meridians feed the chakras and chakras feed the meridians. So you can sometimes work with the meridians and it'll suddenly trigger the chakras to start spinning more. All right. And I would say one more thing. Since you've also got triple warmer there. Triple warmer governs the thyroid, it governs your adrenals, and it governs these muscles in the back of your leg. Just take your thumb and push in the back of your legs. Does it hurt? Does anybody have pain there? Okay. What I'm going to do is, should we do it or should we wait and just have them do it on their own? Should we go ahead and do one more? Okay. Does everybody have pain there? Yes. Everybody. Now I will tell you that there are two different meridians that govern this area. So it might be triple warmer and it might be bladder meridian. So if this doesn't work, just know it's bladder, okay? I used to work with runners and they would get cramps in their calves. And so if they would sedate triple warmer or bladder, but they'd find out which ones were always affecting them, then they wouldn't get cramps before they ran in marathons and things. So, all right.
So again, give a rating,
yeah.
0 to 10. So press in hard and notice how much pain is there. 0, no pain at all. 10, excruciating. Okay, and do that at home as well.
So we're
Okay.
taking a guess that it's triple warmer right now. You
Right.
can't hurt yourself because triple warmer always needs to be sedated. So you're not going to hurt yourself at all. So it's a good one to try. So triple warmer is you just put your hand on your knee and where your middle finger goes, right there.
And everyone understands that we know we're going for triple warmer because we looked for where the muscle is that had the pain on the chart. And that shows up triple warmer or possibly.
And where your middle.
Okay.
You're taking a guess that it's triple warmer right now. You
Right.
can't hurt yourself because triple warmer always needs to be sedated. So you're not going to hurt yourself at all. So it's a good one to try. So triple warmer is you just put your hand on your knee and where your middle finger goes, right there.
And everyone understands that we know we're going for triple warmer because we looked for where the muscle is that had the pain on the chart. And that shows up triple warmer or possibly gallbladder.
Okay? And then take your other hand and put it above your elbow, just in line with the fourth finger. And make sure you're comfortable, please. And you're just going to sit this way for a while. If you have anyone in your family who has mood swings, or they get, just really frazzled and crazed and crying and falling apart, you just sit down and hold these points on them, and you will find them. They lift up out of it and come into being just calm and collected. And it's always, always good for triple warmer, unless you've really gone into shock. It's really good for triple warmer to be sedated. Is that about it? Okay. And now you're going to drop your hand that was on your leg, you're going to drop it to the outside of the baby toe. And this is a bladder point. And then the other one goes on the back side of your hand in between the fourth and fifth fingers.
Which is a?
Which is a triple warmer point. And you just hold there. I want to tell you that some people have a hard time, they just feel too contorted when they hold their own points. But if they lay down and put their legs up over pillows, it's suddenly very easy. If you like being in a bathtub or a hot tub, it's very easy to hold it because your body's so relaxed. It's really good.
So again, what this is doing is it's draining energy out of triple warmer meridian. It's draining excess energy, which it's epidemic in our culture, is that this particular meridian gets blocked with too much energy. It has too much energy moving through it.
Okay, now the other one. We're going to put your hand on the knee and let where your middle finger reaches. It's on the outside of the bone there. And your other hand right above your elbow in line with the fourth finger. And you're hooking up stomach and triple warmer, because triple warmer energy is flowing into stomach. This is on the 5-element wheel.
We're looking at the camera.
My own suggestion is carry the muscle page around with you. At least check in on it once a day and see, okay, I've got a little tenderness here, I've got a pain there, and experiment and see if you can take your pain away. Because when you sedate meridians to take the pain away, it is far more than taking the pain away. You are really bringing healing to an area that would otherwise not get that healing. So it's a really good thing to do. Did that make you hot, Tanya? Sometimes when you start fooling around with triple warmer, it can make you hot, it can make you cold, because it governs body temperature. It governs hot flashes. And so, okay. Now you're going to drop your finger to the side of the baby toe, and the other one right in between the fourth and fifth fingers on the outside. Oh yes, excuse me, it's down a little bit further. I'm going to just say something. I often bring it back to here. People are different, you're individual. So just put your fingers right here on both of them, okay? Because and Ellen just pointed out that it's considered I don't know, legally, what you say, right there. But it can be, there's 2 points here, and it could be either one, and they tend to both show up. I'm going to say something while we're holding these points, because if it doesn't work on you, this always works unless it's the wrong muscles, and you also have bladder muscles behind your calves. And I was just thinking, somebody asked me a few minutes ago about neuropathy, and neuropathy is on bladder meridian. And so if you might want to try, if you've got neuropathy, hold bladder meridian. And while I'm at it, I will say, that is one time, there is a part of B complex called pantothenic acid. And usually anybody who has neuropathy, you're needing pantothenic acid. And you can just energy test and find out how much of that you need. But it really works. When I had MS, I had neuropathy so bad, and it got so bad, I had just moved to a town, Ashland, Oregon, that had snow, and I went to see a doctor who said, well, you're going to have to either move away from Ashland, or you're going to have your first 2 toes cut off, because it's starting to go into gangrene. And instead, and he said the reason why I have to move away from Ashland was because your body cannot tolerate moving into a cold temperature that you're not used to. And so I thought, well, I'm not moving and I'm not cutting my toes. But there was some research in World War I and World War II on pantothenic acid, and it was given to soldiers instead of chopping their toes off. And just large doses of pantothenic acid brought your toes back. And it was great for me. Okay, and I also held bladder meridian on it. So now, feel the back of your calves. Was it helped at all? If it wasn't, remember you were just on the wrong.
Who went down at least 1 point on it? Okay, 2 points. Great, 3 points. Great. Okay, so it really made a difference for a lot of you. I imagine back home as well.
Yes, and if, again, anybody here it did not do anything for? Is there anybody it didn't? Well, it was all triple over for you guys. Okay. All right. So now I'd like to do a different one a little bit. Before we were doing, we were stretching and pinching the neck to make space in the neck. Here's another one, and it's a great headache, a headache release, okay? So everybody sit up straight, and you're gonna drop your head to the side. Just let it go as far as you can drop it. Now take a deep breath in, hold your breath, and take your hand and push your hand and your head together. And then let your breath out, drop your hand away from your head, and let your head drop over even further. Now we're going to do the same thing again. Take a deep breath in, bring your hand up to your head, push together, and hold your breath. And now let your breath out and let your head drop over further. And one more time. Hold your breath and push your hand and your head together. And drop your hand to your lap and let your head go over further. So you always want to do that at least 3 or 4 times. Then lift your head and drop it the other way. Now you might notice at this point, is it tighter over here now? Mm-hmm. Okay, now take a deep breath in, hold your breath and push your hand and your head together. And let go. And stretch your head over further. Take a deep breath in again, hold your breath, and push your hand and your head together, And then let your head drop over further. And one more time. Take a deep breath in. Push your hand and your head together. And let your head drop over further. Now lift up your head. Now these next two are quite different. You're going to take a deep breath in and put your hand and your head up against your fingers and push real hard against each other. And then let your breath out and let your head drop over further. As far as it can go. Take a deep breath in again and push your head and your fingers together. And one more time. And push your head and your fingers together. And then as you let go, lace your fingers behind your head and let your head drop over even further. Now, lift your head and take your fingers and drop your head back onto your fingers. So your fingers are holding just right at the bottom of your head, the top of your neck. And actually in some little indents next to the center line that are called electric points. Now take a deep breath in and push your fingers into your head and hold your breath. And now open your jaw all the way and let your head drop back further. Now tighten your jaw and pull it up to your face. And let your breath out and let your head just fall forward for a moment. And then come back. And your head should be looser. I get a lot of feedback about that one. People tell me that they quit having headaches on that one. So it does take away headaches usually, but it also prevents headaches. So that's a really good one. The more you do that one, have you ever turned your head and start hearing clicks? Mm-hmm. Those clicks will go away. The more you do that, the clicks will go away. I know what it was I was going to say. That exercise is an isometric, and they did some real research on astronauts going into space who always lose bones. And two things.
They don't actually lose bones, they lose bone density.
They lose bone density. And, and they, at one time, they thought that they should always do weights, which is a good way to go. But the way that they didn't lose any bone density was with isometrics. So it's really good, isometric exercises. The other way that you don't lose bone density as you age is through either doing tap dancing, clogging, or Irish dancing. That thud is really good for your for not losing bone density. Okay. Okay. Now I do want to show one more thing, and I will just demonstrate this. I will, let's see, does anybody have a real localized pain still? You do. Yeah. Where's your pain?
It's in my office.
Okay, come over here. And we're going to see, has it been around for a while?
No. It's new.
Okay. Well,
it showed up just for you.
Okay, let me just say that you usually do this pain for chronic pain. Hers isn't chronic, but we're going to still see what happens, okay? But this is a great pain technique for chronic pain. I have done this technique on people who've had their pain for 25 and 30 years and could never make the pain really go away unless they really downed a lot of medication. So it really works, but yours isn't chronic. But we're going to see. Okay, show me where the pain is.
It's right there.
It's right there. So that looks like, now we don't, that looks like it's a small intestine meridian. Small intestine goes like this, like that, over to the cheekbones and back. Do we have anything we could tie our hair back? Because I'm going to be on our...
I do.
You do? This is great.
It's in the pocket, I think.
So I will just explain this. If you have chronic pain, and you can find out, you can look at a chart, look at the chart of meridians and see, oh, my pain is, usually chronic pain is right on the meridian. So you don't have to say, oh, it's not on a meridian. Nope, chronic pain is usually there because it's on a meridian. And the meridian somehow has really gotten bottlenecked over the years, and it doesn't even have the knowledge anymore to keep on flowing. So again, we don't know about you, but we're going to try.
We don't know about me.
So where is it again? It's right in there?
Right
there.
there.
Okay,
Yeah.
right.
Yep.
I
Oh,
got
yeah,
it.
there it
Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pain chase her. I'm going to go over to where her, see, the meridian goes like this and like that, okay? So I'm going to go to the end of her meridian and say, and ask, do you have any tenderness there?
No.
I'm going to just travel along. I'm going to hold on to this pain. Any tenderness?
Nope.
Any tenderness?
Yes.
There. So I'm going to hold them both. I'm going to hold them both. And I'm going to, one of them is going to go away after a while. We don't know which one will do. Sometimes it surprised me because the pain actually goes away very early on, but usually it doesn't. Usually you've got to chase the whole meridian, okay?
She is good.
It's gone? Okay. Now, if you're ever doing this with somebody, and maybe they're worried about you holding for too long, and they'll say, "Oh, that's better. Don't leave." They've got to say it's completely gone because you're not. You got to get it all off the meridian. Okay. So I'm going to just travel down here. Okay.
Good.
And right there. Okay. Little bit.
That's tender. Yeah.
Okay, so you think you've only got this pain that's been bugging you for 30 years. Nope, you've got other pains on that meridian, and you've just got to, and they've got all these little bottlenecks on the meridian that you've now got to open up that flow. Okay? Okay, so I'm going to go just,
That's good.
that's a good, okay. So she's just going to give me information.
tender.
A little tender. If it's even slightly tender, it won't work if you leave it behind, because the whole meridian has been suffering, though you don't know. You just think it's this one place.
That one's good.
Okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
Tender.
Okay. That is good, bad.
Tender.
Oh, tender. Okay.
It's gone. That's good. That's good. That's good. That's tender.
And see, everybody kind of getting the concept? I'm chasing that pain. I'm going to chase it right off the meridian. And again, if you've got some client who is really, I mean, nothing's been working, pain chase them.
Okay, that's good.
Okay?
That's good.
Okay, I should say one more thing, and it may be, it's probably because this isn't chronic. The pain on this is easier to move. Sometimes you have to sit there for a while before it moves.
That's tender.
Okay. Hey, Dondi, we should pain chase you on your hips. I just thought of my daughter and I had to speak up. Okay, so I'm just going to go down this meridian. Is good?
Mm-hmm. That's good. That's tender.
Okay. Now I'm going to do something. I'm going to switch hands because I wasn't going to be able to go any further. Now I also want to check in every now and then. Has this changed at all?
A little bit.
Okay. Because as you chase it, you're sending out this pressure of energy. It's going out like a tube, and so you're pushing it along further along on the meridian.
That's good.
Okay.
That's good. That's tender. Really tender.
All right.
Woo!
Woo. And here she thought it was just here.
Right? Who knew?
But also you should know that it's been being chased, so it might have been accumulation of all those other points, has now gotten the energy down to this place.
It's still really tender.
Okay.
There it goes.
This one's gone?
Mhm.
All right.
That's tender too.
You're such a pretty girl. It's true.
There. That one's good. Tender.
But everybody's understanding. And everybody in here can do this, Everybody can do this. Many years ago, and you can butt in anytime, I'm just going to tell a story. I was going to tell a story of something that I haven't shared, and I just realized I'm going to share it. I'm going to show you another pain technique because it sure fits my story. But I'll tell it as I'm doing this. Many years ago, my mother, in her about 78 years old, had climbed a ladder in the garage and fell off right onto a cement floor and broke her arm really bad, although she said, but I should have been much worse. I felt like somebody was floating me down to the ground, but she did break her arm, and it was right here at the elbow. And I was at quite a distance from her, and I told her, and this is what I'm going to show you next, that here, Mama, you do this. You put the north side of a magnet, tape it there, put another north side there, and then tape the south side there, make a circuit. And she had been to the doctor, she'd been to the hospital, and nothing could take the pain away. And she was not somebody who would take medication, but it had gotten that bad. But that worked, that took the pain away right away. So I'm going to show you magnets right after this. Which one, this
Yep,
one?
that one's
All
good.
right.
Oh.
Oh my.
Nice.
And you should know that if you're working with chronic pain, it might take you some time to do this. You've got to relax into it. You got to relax into it. But you can know that you are giving whomever you're going to work on such a gift, such an amazing gift, that they might have had this pain for years, and pain chasing takes it away. The first time, yes?
Yep.
Now I want to tell you what just happened to me, because sometimes when something releases, the person who's doing it might really feel it. And I went, oh, I just felt like I was going to pass out there just for a second, but then I'm okay.
I'm okay.
Okay, I'm going to get close.
Yeah, that one's.
Okay,
Yeah.
so now I'm right next to each other. And that's a good reason to always ground before you work on somebody. Ground your energy. Somebody remind me, how do you ground? You can spoon your feet, you can tap your cheekbones, you can smooth your energy all the way down your legs. Okay, now how's this one doing?
It feels a lot better.
Okay, I'm going to put
Yeah.
that finger right there, and we're going to go here.
Nothing. 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 A little tip.
So here I am. So you want to go from the end of the meridian that's on the body somewhere and end up it going off an extremity. Okay? Good.
Good.
Mm.
Good. That one's good.
This one's good?
Mm-hmm.
How is this feeling? Is it any
It
better?
feels so much better.
So much better.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we got to get to the end here. And if we haven't skipped anything, it should
That
come
one's
up.
good. That one's good. That's a little tender.
Okay.
You got it.
I got it?
All of it.
All
It's
of it?
done. Yep.
Good.
That's amazing.
It is pain-chasing, and remember, you don't have to be, you don't have to have a practice. You can use these techniques. I'm very, very sure our ancient ancestors did. Oh, good! I'm so glad.
That was really.
Yay! Our ancient ancestors had to have used these techniques because the maps are in us. The maps are in us, and all we have to do is plug in. Okay, everybody out there, just plug in. All right, now I'm going to show you one last pain technique, and it's great. But I have a little what's the word?
Caveat.
Caveat. I have a little caveat I want to say. That some people, if some people are very, very sensitive to magnets, and so if you are, you can try a crystal. Okay, it's not going to be quite as strong, not going to be as strong, but it does have an effect and helps. But if you can use a magnet, just get the weakest magnet you can, the weakest. These are from Radio Shack, and they're for instruments, but they really, really work hard and well. And they're not too strong. You don't want a real strong magnet because you don't want it to continue to move your energy because you want it just to help your energy. You understand that? You want it to help your own. So sometimes you need an extension. Say, is there somebody who doesn't know much about magnets? Can I have, all right, come on up. All right, I'm going to show you. Now, say your name again.
Okay, I'm Yvonne.
Yvonne, all right, Yvonne, I'm going to energy test you.
Okay.
You hold you're nice and strong. Okay, I'm going to show you just how electromagnetic you are. And I'm going to take this magnet and I'm going to tell you that you can find out which is the north or south side of a magnet on a human being. You do not need a compass. So I'm going to take this magnet and I'm going to put it above your ear. Now I'm going to test you. Oh, she's got really, really strong. That means that's the south side of the magnet because energy just fills up all the spaces of your testing. And then I'm going to go to the north side. I just turned it over. And you'll always lose energy on the north side because it pulls to where the magnet is. Okay? So you remember that? North side. So here's the deal. Yeah, you can go. So here's the deal. If you have pain, and it's not an open cut or something, you can put the north side right against it, and it will start lifting away the pain. The south side will not. The south side will expand it and move it around your body. So just use the north side, okay? And yeah. Hi, David.
Hey, Donna.
All right.
Yeah. So you want to use the north side to take pain away. Now that might be puzzling because when you had the north side against her head, her energies went weak.
Right.
And the reason for that is that the north side is pulling energy toward it. So it pulled energy out of the muscle. And that's why the test showed weak, but it's actually what you want. You want to pull the energy out of the area of pain. And conversely, when you have the south side there and it pushes energy through, that's what makes her arm so strong, but it's not what you want. That kind of distributes the stale, mucked up energy through the body, and it can actually spread problematic energy. A danger there is spreading a tumor or something like that. So use the south side of the magnet. So use the north side of the magnet against the skin. You can hold it, you can tape it. You want to check in maybe every 20 minutes or so?
Just every now
hour
and
or so?
then. It's
Every
going to
now and
always
then?
be different with
Yeah.
every person and how bad the pain is, but check in. Has that pain left? Take it off.
Right.
If you think, wow, it's getting better, but not all the way, you can keep it on. Now, again, some people are sensitive to pain. I mean, yes, we're all sensitive to pain. Some people are sensitive to magnets, and they find that. Now, Tanya, you use what is that stone that you like to use?
Selenite?
Selenite. Tanya uses selenite and puts it right up against the pane, and that works. So now this is a kind of a clumsy one because it's big, but you can. I've known people who will tape the crystal right to a pane, but nothing works like magnet and maybe selenite.
But do you want to leave a magnet taped on all night?
Well, I have. I have, when I had something that was really bad, you know, and trying to heal it. I mean, magnets will heal it. And so I'll leave it on all night long. But I don't, it has to be a bad pain, you know, something really that, you know, I don't want to work on myself. I just want to flap the magnet on and go to sleep. And, but I'll tell you, if you have it on too long, the pain will start to come back.
Right. Yeah, so that's...
That's really important. So if you get up in the night, check it. And if it's gone, take it off. And yes.
But you want to self-monitor it.
Yes.